stay at it, and just work at it. I'm going to read this last one in 1 Peter 3 and 17. Here's how it reads. For it is better if it is the will of God, to suffer for doing good than for doing evil. And I'm going to read that again. It says, for it is better if it is the will of God. Uh-oh. I said something, right? How can God will me to suffer? He has a plan for our lives. What does suffering bring about, though? What does it bring about? It brings about endurance, and it also brings about something else. It brings about perseverance. Here's what that's saying. It does what to us? Hey, we're grown with that. So there are times that we will have to suffer for doing good and for doing evil. So here's what that is saying, that you will suffer regardless at times if you're doing good, if you're doing bad. It's saying it is better to suffer for doing good and not for doing bad. Why is that so true? If I'm doing bad, what suffering is that speaking of? Uh-oh. If I'm doing bad, I am going to suffer. Here, if I do good, if I'm suffering for Christ, I will be blessed for it. And it's also one thing about that. It's just for a time. It's going to come to an end. It's going to come to a close. If I'm suffering for doing bad, uh-oh, how long is that going to last? I'm told in here, there's a place called hell. I'm told as well in here, there is no end to that place. If I suffer for doing hell, it's speaking of just that. It's also saying in this life, if you live for yourself, you as well will suffer. You're going to reach suffer regardless. If you're suffering for good, you're suffering for good. If you're suffering for bad, you're suffering for bad. Either way, you will suffer. You will endure something. But here's the point I want to make. Do I want to suffer for a short time? It's going to come to a close. It's going to come to an end where I'm going. There will be no more suffering. Or do I want to suffer for bad and get to where I'm going and find out that I'm going to suffer for the rest of eternity? How long is that? How long is that? And hey, we know there's no end to it, right? Uh-oh, so how long do I want to suffer? How long are you want to suffer? If I have to suffer, I want to suffer for Christ. I want to suffer for good. Why? Because I won't have to suffer for long. And here's the wonderful thing about our lives too, y'all. If you really look at your life, we've gone through some things. Sure. But if we look around, there's somebody that's going through a whole lot worse. And we've really not suffered all that bad, because when I look on TV and see things in foreign countries, we're not hurting. We just aren't. We're not suffering. We just aren't. Hey, we believe that we are. You know, I didn't make this much this month, and I didn't save this much, and I couldn't go have a steak all 5 days, but I'm suffering. No, you just aren't. We just aren't. As we go about our way, as we see people, as we visit, hey, let's watch how we handle things. Those fruits of the Spirit have to be on display. They're so very vitally important because it leads to somebody. It's going to help lead somebody to Christ. That's why they're so important. That's what we want to do. We want to be a map, a star, a light. The Bible says we are to let our light so shine so that He in heaven, our Father, will be what? Glorified. That's what has to happen. But how will that happen if we're not displaying the fruits of the Spirit? And understand there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be times that we're going to suffer. It's not going to go our way because a whole lot of us think if it's not gone the way I had it planned, then I'm suffering. No, you just aren't. It just didn't go how you had it planned. but you're not suffering. But hey, there will be trials, there will be things that we will have to endure. If we handle it right, it will be for his good. There will be lives changed. There will be lives impacted for his good. That's what we want to happen. That is why we're here. That's our purpose, to lead people to Christ after we have been saved. So I'm going to pray, and that's all I have for you guys. Lord, I pray, Lord, each year have heard, Lord, pray from you. And I pray, Lord, each day as we go about our way, Lord, I pray that we will have the fruits of the Spirit and on the display that will be used for your good. And in your name, Lord, I pray. Amen. Happy to have